Hello. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. If you happen to be new here, my name is Sam, Whitney World. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out. I really appreciate it. Be sure and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the off chance that you might want to come back for more. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Today we're going to be doing kind of like a favorites video, a spring favorites to be exact. Haven't done one in a little while. There's quite a few plants that I feel like I've definitely just been kind of admiring a little bit more than usual or more than others. We're not going to waste absolutely any time because I don't have any to waste today. We're going to go ahead and jump right on in to this video. This one's sitting right here in a handy little spot. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. So this is a fairly new plant to my collection. You would have seen this a few videos back. This is a adorable string of dolphins. My husband came home a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe, with a couple of plants that he stopped and picked up for me. And he got me a string of dolphins. I've never owned a string of dolphins. This is the very first time I've ever had one. And I was just so excited. He brought me this and a pink princess. And honestly, you guys, I think I was a little bit more excited about the dolphins because I've always wanted one. I've just never found them. And the reason I wanted to talk about this one in this video is because this one actually is living in my kitchen window. So I get to see it quite a lot every day, all day. I get to look at it. And we get some really good sunshine coming in that window. And I've just been noticing all of these new little shoots coming up everywhere, new baby dolphins growing in. If you look down here, like they come in pretty small and then they get a little bit bigger over time. I'm just really excited for one to have this plant in my collection now, but I'm also even more excited that he is growing for me already and happy with me. Happy in the location that he's been living. Take that as a good sign. My first spring favorite is definitely my new little string of dolphins. Thank you, husband. That plant rocks my socks. I think I'm not close enough to the camera. The next plant we're gonna shine some light on is actually a peperomia. Oh no! Anytime I move her from where she's living, which I'm going to insert on the screen, I end up losing leaves and vines. But yeah, I can't remember what peperomia this is at the moment, so I'm going to put her name on the screen. But I actually moved this, you guys, into the little wicker basket plant hanger that I have in my bedroom. I just have been trying out different plants there to see what really works, what I like, you know, because not everything can live there. This one has been doing phenomenal. I've had it there for a couple of weeks now and I'm obsessed because all of these crazy vines are just kind of cascading out of the little wicker basket and going crazy, and it looks very cool. You can see, I mean, this plant has just done so well for me. Whenever I got it, it was standing, like it just had, you know, a few stems kind of standing, maybe about this tall. And now, I mean, look at it. So this is definitely a more easygoing peperomia in my experience. It kind of tolerates the underwatering better than most of my other thinner leaf peperomias. These couple of vines right here, the leaves are actually getting to be a really good size. And I really also like the pattern on these leaves, as well as the red backing, but also, I mean, the fact that it's decided to be a treller. I don't know if you call it a treller. It's trelling and it's also growing upwards. It's just doing its own thing. It's funky, it's wonky. You guys already know how I feel on this channel about wonky plants. We love them. So yeah, I definitely wanted to include this little peperomia. She makes me really happy. Just find myself staring at her climbing her way out of that basket every single day. So Romeo, I love her so much. This is my Monstera Stiltopicana. He as well is pretty wild and crazy. I think I'm going to do a little bit of chop and propping with this guy this spring, probably relatively soon. Look at him. I've had this plant for a few years now, you guys, and I'm obsessed with it. I've always been obsessed with it. I've loved it since I got it. There's been a couple points where he's gotten a little bit scraggly, you know, a little bit leggy and such, and I have cut him back and kind of started him over. I've sold many cuttings of this plant. I'm pretty sure I actually created a couple fully established plants and sold as well. And I've also gifted cuttings of this plant to many plant friends. So it's a very special plant to me. So not too long ago, pretty sure it was sometime last year, I went ahead and inserted a coco coir support pole in here to, you know, just help him out a little bit because he was going all kinds of crazy. Definitely a plant that will, it's kind of like the Cebu blue, you know, once it grows for so long without anything to kind of climb, the leaves will start to get smaller and smaller, and it'll start producing runners, putting off runners that don't have any leaves on them. It's been doing really well since I put it on this pole, but even still, you can see all of these vines that have just grown off of it. But I really like the look, honestly. Like, check them out. But I may go ahead and attach these vines as well. And this is one of the coco coir poles. My friend Kayla just did a video actually on her channel over at Kayla's Plants. If you're not subscribed, go check her out, where she's reviewing planty supplies and things that she's gotten from Amazon. And this was one of the things that she reviewed. And I really like these coco coir poles for a reason that she stated, because they are stackable, they're buildable, so you can add extensions really easy just by sticking them down on top of one another. The only problem I have with them is that they're not super stable, so they do get really wobbly once you put more than one. Once you start stacking them, they're pretty wobbly, and you need a pretty large pot to be able to support them. So I really need to go ahead and up this plant because of that, and also because we have a root growing out the drainage hole here. This is a pretty small pot in comparison to this plant. So this is definitely one we're gonna, you know, up pot and upgrade the support pole with this spring. But I am madly in love with the pattern on these leaves. I love it. It not only does it give you that beautiful bluish silver color like the Cebu blue, but it also has these really cool, beautiful veins running through the leaves. And I'm just a sucker for this guy. I love it so much, and right now it's just really happy and doing really well. So I wanted to brag on him a little bit. Monstera Stiltopicana. This here is not a plant that I featured on this channel very much. This is a Philodendron Lynnae AFF. From my understanding, the main difference between the AFF and the regular Sorderoy, see if I can find a good example. The AFF has a itty bitty little pink dot right here in the middle whenever it is more mature. Mine has the slightest little spots there, but it's pretty juvenile still, so you can't really tell. So I will insert a picture on the screen of what I'm talking about. But I love this plant, you guys. Another determining factor, the true Sorderoy is a climber. The Sorderoy AF or AFF is a creeper. So you can see here on mine that it has a crawling like nature. It is crawling quite literally out of the planter. So I'm probably going to get something that's quite wide for this plant to up it in so it can crawl accordingly. But yeah, that's another factor. And I'm sure once this Sorderoy AFF is more mature, it'll have more of that red dot in the center of the lobes. So this is, it's kind of weird because this is the tallest leaf, but it's actually the oldest leaf right here. And then she gave me this adorable little leaf here. Like, look at that. It has the pillowing effect and the silver, like it's absolutely gorgeous. And then last, it gave me this cute little leaf, which is a little bit bigger than this one. And as of now, it's putting off a new leaf right here. It'll focus, which it probably won't. And I actually just yesterday I did the paper towel trick where I took a wet paper towel and kind of rolled it around this new growth point, because there was a piece of the caterpillar wrapped around part of the leaf down here at the bottom, and it wasn't allowing it to fully unfurl. I was afraid it was going to rip itself. We don't want that. So yeah, I just very gently took a wet paper towel and kind of wrapped it around the leaf, held it there for a moment, and then just gently pulled it up. And that definitely helped, because already it's allowing this leaf to start to unfurl. So I'm really excited to see that new leaf, you guys. I need to get this potted up. It's still in the pot that it was sent to me in this spring or summer as well. Just, it seems like it's been growing really well. And then here's the new growth point, and it looks like something's about to push up out of there also. For some reason, I'm going in like the order of their size. I don't know why. Here we have my Philodendron Jose Bueno. Yes, he is a Jose Bueno, okay? I know there's like hardly any variegation on him anymore. I'll try to find and insert a picture of what he used to look like, because this plant used to produce the most incredible variegation, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, it was phenomenal. And it's probably my fault because I just kind of let it revert. I mean, it was confusing because the Jose Bueno, whenever it puts out leaves, the variegation is really bright and noticeable, you know, right away. And then over time, as the leaf hardens off and kind of gets older, the variegation turns more of this lighter green color. And so it kind of, you know, blends in with the rest of the leaf, which I don't mind at all. It's an incredible plant. So he probably would look a lot more variegated if that wasn't the case. It's kind of hard to see, but it does have some flecking of variegation on it, but it is just nothing like it used to be. And at this point, I feel like it's probably too late to chop it back. I have chopped it before, like this one. Actually chopped, this was a cutting that I took off of the plant that I had. I've had him for a long time now. And so yeah, I took the top cutting of the plant and I sold the base. This was like a year or longer ago. I sold the base with the roots, and there was a couple of, you know, beautiful leaves on that. I rooted this up for myself, and yeah, it's been doing really well. This is his brand new leaf right here. It's just, you know, kind of sad that it is losing its variegation. I mean, it makes me sad just based on how gorgeous it used to be. But even still, you guys, I really, really just adore this plant. Like, regardless, even if it never puts off another variegated leaf, I love these pendant leaves, the way that they hang downwards. I love how large they are. I just love the way it grows in general. I think it's a very gorgeous plant. Even if he's all green, he's still growing like a beast. I mean, this plant will grow in just about any conditions. It does really well in lower light settings, and it's a phenomenal plant all the way around. I think it's a wonderful beginner plant as well if you're into philodendrons and looking for something that's variegated but also on the easier side. I don't think it's like a common thing. Like with the variegated burley marks, I know that that's a pretty common thing for them to revert, which mine did completely. There was absolutely no stopping it. It's a pretty common thing. Like, it's very difficult to keep their variegation, you know, keep them producing variegated leaves. But Jose Bueno, I don't think that's necessarily a common thing. It's pretty much just a matter of me not chopping it back whenever I started to notice less and less variegation. So you can prevent it if you stay on top of it. But anyways, I love him. Last but certainly not least, we have this insanely top heavy dude. And this is a plant that I did not think I was going to love as much as I do. Okay, I've said that a few times, but this is actually Philodendron Lynnae. It's a very different type of plant, a very different type of philodendron in terms of what I'm used to collecting, but it immediately stole my heart, and it's kept my heart, okay? This was literally like 20 some dollars, you guys, and this was one of my first ever purchases from Ecuagenera. My goodness, has it grown. I'm telling you what, it's absolutely incredible. So here is a good example. We have two of those buildable, stackable cocoa core support poles. There's an extension right here, and that's the thing that I just like, look, I don't like it because it's like the poles don't connect well. I mean, there's just like a wooden dowel that goes down in here, but there's still a space in between the poles right there. You see what I'm talking about? And so it doesn't like lock down in there very good. And then on top of that, it's in, this is a 6 or 8 inch planter, and it's just, I have to up it soon. Like, I have no other choice. I don't need another pole just yet, but probably after this leaf, the next one, we're probably going to need another extension, or I'm just going to need to replace this with a larger support pole in general. Philodendron Lynnae ended up being a favorite, so you never know. It was one of those plants that I just threw onto my order because it was cheap. I was already getting a different plant from them, so I was like, why not? And here we are today, and I just, every time I walk in my grow tent, I can't help but just admire these leaves because they're so long and beautiful. I love the bright green color of them. And this is also a really fast grower. It just recently put off this leaf right here, and there's another one making its way out right here. Philodendron Lynnae, definitely another one that I would recommend even if you're a beginner. This one's been bringing me a lot of joy. It continued to grow, you know, over the fall and winter. This was the best, like, iffy buy that I've probably made. It's a wonderful houseplant. I really, really love him. So okay, I guess that's it, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Okay, today is Friday. My girls are sleeping, which means they're gonna be up all daggone night. Anyways, my husband's on his way home for the weekend. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me today, watching this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and also share with me as well as everyone else your current like 3 favorite plants right now as of spring 2022. Like, what plants are just kind of popping off, growing really well. Otherwise, I'll see y'all again very soon in my next video. You guys are the best. Bye.